So we now have a current room being stored in state and the name of that room and its description being dynamically shown in the chat area. But we need a dynamic list of rooms and a way to switch between them. So how about that? We need a list of all the rooms. Where would you store that? Yeah. In an array would be fine, just like the messages. Where would you put that array? It's probably going to live in state somewhere, right? It's a new piece of data. I would probably default to main since we should not ever need the list of rooms on the sign-in page, right? But we're going to need it in the sidebar. It'd be nice to get the current room out of the list of rooms, so it doesn't seem like it should be any lower than main. We might be able to get away with putting it in the sidebar or room list, but seems like it should probably be in main. So let's just keep it there. Same as our current room, we'll list all the rooms there. So in the state of main, let's add a new property called rooms, plural. And we can make it an array. Since we already did an array, I'm going to use an object this time instead. So here's my idea. Instead of an array, let's make rooms an object. And let's make the keys the name of a room. So like the key S3 morning, that's an object. That's this object right here, this room. And let's say general. That's another object with a name of general and a description of chat about stuff. I have another room called random. We'll put a key random, points at an object with a name of random and a description of cat gifts, etc. So again, they're hard-coded, but they're there. They're dynamic. So if we do that, I bet we could list them in the sidebar based on that array. And we could probably even make it so that when we click one of them, it updates this. What do you think? Let's get that list of rooms down into the sidebar now that we've got it here. Here's the sidebar. Let's add a prop called rooms. And that should be what? I know, you're all dying to answer this one. How do I pass the rooms down to sidebar? What do I type there? This.state.rooms. Indeed. So then inside sidebar, that belongs in the room list, doesn't it? Sidebar looks like is a stateless functional component. It's not a class. So there's no this.props. So what do I do? Somebody tell me what to do next after raising your hand. What do I do? Listed up here, right? Rooms. So all of our props come in as a single argument, and we can destructure them using curly braces. The old destructuring assignment trick from ES6. So then if we want these in room list, oops. Too many line breaks. I can just pass them right along. Rooms equals rooms. Pass them on as a prop to room list. Then in room list, also a stateless functional component. I can destructure it here. Ooh, then what? map, right? And for each one, I want to spit out this LI and this A, right? Let's see about that. So rooms. Wait, what kind of thing is rooms? It's an object, not an array. So what do? I can't map over an object, can I? But what can I do? I'm hearing several ideas. So for each also has to be an array before we can do for each. What was that? Get the keys from the object and then loop over those, right? Remember that from week 1? How about object.keys rooms? That'll give me an array containing just the names of the rooms. And then I can map over that. Is your hand up, Kumi, or just... No, okay. Yeah, sure. So then each one here, what's each thing in that array then? It's a room name, right? So I'll name my variable inside my arrow function room name, because that's an array of room names. And for each one, I want to make one of these beautiful LIs. I suppose each one of them is going to have that that CSS style, huh? Sure. And I want one of these links. Yeah, let's go ahead and change this to slash instead of hash, so it'll stop giving us that error message, that warning. But I don't want the word general there, do I? I want whatever the room name is, right? There we go. So inside of my UL, I get the keys out of that room's object, and then I map over that because that's an array. Each thing in my array is a room name, and I just spit out an LI and a link with that room name in it. Let's save it and see what I get. And I get room name, room name, room name. Cool. I maybe should have put this inside curly braces, huh? S3 morning, general, random. Totally worked. I'm now listing my rooms in the sidebar. List all currently hard-coded rooms in the sidebar. So here's my new room list component.